Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is Catherine with Oracle Intuitions, and we're going to be taking a look into the energies of the mind, the heart, and messages from spirit or from your soul for the time period of April 26th to May 6th. So we're going to be breaking it down for each sign. If you don't want to, watch the whole thing, it has been broken down into separate sections. So for the mind, for the heart, and which is relationships, and also messages from spirit. All the timelines are below. Please remember, if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified when we do go live, because we do perform live readings on this channel. And also you'll be notified when your horoscope signs do come out, or other readings on my channel as well. Please click like if the reading has resonated with you, because it does help support the channel as well. Also, if you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com, and please do follow me on Instagram as well under oracle_intuitions. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed week, and let's get right into your reading. Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading for April 26th to May 6th. So this is we're going to start off with the energy of the mind. This could be things that we're focusing in on, things that are, literally that we're thinking of, or they could have to do with external circumstances that are going on around us at this moment. Remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I do suggest you take a look into your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs as well for more information. All right, so let's see what's coming through for our Capricorns. Let's do 3 shuffles. We've got 1 card, and let's just see if another card wants to come through. Okay. First card coming in, we have the Eagle King and the Horse King. Interesting. All right. The big picture, angelic help, and we have the Horse King, assistance and control. So both of these have to do really with asking for help or some sort of assistance, maybe perhaps that you're either giving or perhaps that you may need at this time. It kind of feels like we're going to do some clarification. But it's interesting because when we have that king energy, all right, this is, taking control, right? Taking control of your circumstances in some way, and usually in a positive way, all right? Especially with that king energy. I feel like there's a positive energy that's coming through here. We have the big picture. So I feel like for some of you, I'm really hearing that for some of you, what is happening here is that it's almost as though you see the big picture. Because you see the big picture, you're willing to let in help. You're willing to allow yourself to be assisted in some way. And you're allowing things to go slow. It's like that you may not be in complete control at this time, or maybe perhaps, for some of you, you might be trying to control an outcome in some way. But I'm really getting here more so that you're sort of in this place. I almost feel an element of surrender, which is interesting because we've got this king coming through, right? Who is taking control. But here's the interesting thing, is that when we let go of trying to control and we surrender, we're actually more powerful than the person who is trying to control every step or every circumstance or how things play out. It's this element of surrender that I feel is happening here in regards to something. So let's get some more clarification. Let's see what's coming through, because I really like this energy so far. It's sort of this place of, okay, guide me. Asking maybe perhaps, your angels and your guides to give you that assistance that is needed in regards to a situation. Maybe it's listening to your higher self, or, to the elements of your soul at this moment. Right? But you're letting go. I keep getting this feeling of surrender. All right. It's almost like, I'm just going to let this play out. I know where it is that I need to go, but instead of trying to control every element, I'm going to allow it to come to me. because I know what is needed, or my angels know what is needed, or my guides, or my, my higher self know what is needed. And when you're in that place of surrender, when you let go of that control, this is where all of those elements that are needed for you start to appear, and things and doors really start opening up for you. So again, let's see what Spirit has to say here. So let's clarify the big picture. The Ego King. Let's clarify the Ego King at this moment. All right. Let's see what's coming through. Look at that, Lovers. Okay. It might even be making decisions from the heart. This could have to do with a relationship. It almost feels like you're letting go of control. Again, it could have to do with a relationship in some way, some sort of soul connection. You might have just gotten to this place where, instead of trying to control every aspect of the relationship or whatever it is, again, it doesn't have to do with relationships. This could be whatever aspect is, within your life. But it feels like you're coming from a heart energy now. And this is beautiful. Our Spirit is asking you to come from a heart energy, again, instead of trying to control it, right? Endings. So we've got this Ten of Swords coming through. Let's clarify that Ten of Swords. Yeah, so we've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Five of Cups. And the Six of Swords. For some of you, something could have ended. Something could have ended, or that you're ready to end a situation, perhaps for some of you. Maybe you're moving on, like you're ready to let go of trying to keep this relationship together. You're allowing yourself to let go of, again, that control. I keep feeling that control coming in, because really all it was doing was bringing you this element of sadness. For some of you, even could have been, watching, right? Watching what they're doing, watching what sort of, watching their social media, waiting for their messaging. Maybe you were, in some way obsessing about messaging them. It just feels like you're letting go of a situation here. If I don't know if for everybody that something ended. We've also got that Five of Pentacles, which again is like seeking assistance. It's like allowing yourself to be helped. I'm getting that for some of you, if a situation hasn't ended, it feels as though you're in this place where instead of trying to control the relationship so that it's going to be, beneficial for you, or just beneficial for you, or you're trying to make it, a particular way, or a particular, sometimes we have an idea in our head of how a relationship should be, or something should be. Again, it doesn't have to do with relationships. It even could have to do with coworker, relationship with a coworker, friends or family, whatever it is. But I'm really getting here that, instead of trying to control how something is, or how people speak to you or talk to you or whatever it is, it's this element of, if it's not benefiting me, I'm going to let it go. But at the same degree, I'm letting go of the control about it. All right. I don't need to always, be in this. I feel a lot of defense. Like I feel a defensive energy from some of you coming through here, meaning that for some of you, maybe you always felt like you're on high alert. All right. Like having to, is this person saying the wrong thing to me, or is this person saying the wrong thing to me, or do I have to watch, like, what did they say? How do I have to interpret that? It feels like a lot of letting go in that sort of aspect as well, that level of control. Let's clarify that Horse King. So we've got that Knight of Pentacles. This talks about slow and steady energy, but it's very progressive energy. It almost feels like for some of you, there's an element of maturity that's coming through here. Even if you may have, been mature or acted in a mature way, it feels like there's a new element coming through here in regards to maturity. Again, not having to control everything, not having to set, like it needs to be like this and this and this before I feel a place of happiness. And it feels like you're letting go of that and allowing like more go with the flow type of energy. All right, we have the Hermit coming in, so there might have been a lot of self, going into yourself, looking at it from a new perspective. I really like this. It does. It just feels like you're in some way, there's a new element of maturity that's coming through here. And this could have to do with, wanting to progress towards something. We have that Knight of Wands coming in. So there's still this, it's almost like Spirit is saying to you, you can still have the passion towards what it is that you're desiring or trying to create or, wanting to happen, but you don't need to control it anymore. All right. You don't need to be in this place where you're, making a list and it's got to match every list, or it has to be every particular step that you have, drawn out in your head. It kind of feels like you're allowing now, because of that surrender, you're allowing things to just be in this place of, okay, I still have desire, I still have passion towards this, I can still create this, but I don't need to be watching everything. It almost feels like, I'm just going to give an example. It almost feels like that energy of, have you ever been, when there's a manager around, let's say you're working in a store or some sort of aspect like that, you have that manager that's like micromanaging, right? I feel like you're letting go of the micromanaging. It doesn't need to be like this. They don't need to, do it this way. If somebody's cleaning, it doesn't need to be, in circular motion in this particular way and all of the time. It's just like, okay, you know what? Somebody's cleaning something. I'm just happy at the fact that it's freaking clean. They don't need to do it my way. And that's what it's like you're letting go of. So it feels like, for some of you, it just feels like you're allowing yourself to be in this place of more happiness, because you're realizing that you can't control everything around you. But before, in the past, you might have been watching everything or wanting it a certain way and all of this stuff. But it's interesting because we've got not only the Five of Pentacles, but the Five of Cups. And it almost feels like for some of you, either somebody came in and maybe said, look, let me help, let me assist, but you're going to have to back off. Like, I'm going to help you, but it's got to be my way of helping. It can't be all under your control. That even could have been Spirit coming through in some way. All right. It just feels like you're now releasing the control towards something. And ultimately, this is also bringing you a different level of happiness, because even though, the core of you may be wanting to control and keep it in a certain particular place, you're also recognizing by letting go of the control and allowing things to just flow and to surrender to that next step that's coming through, because that Hermit can really represent, not really taking action until the next step is shown, right? The Hermit, if you see his lantern, it's not illuminating the entire scene, right? It's illuminating that next step. And it kind of feels like you're ready to go step by step. And again, being shown that next step or being shown that next move forward. You don't need to be in control of everything. So let's get a message from Spirit in regards to maybe some healing or things that we need to focus on at this time to help this particular journey that you've got going on here. And again, going back, because we've got these two kings, right? I really feel like, even though the kings can control things, right? They're basically in charge of their own particular domain. They also don't need to micromanage every single thing that's going on, because they've set the right people into place for that. All right. The people might be not doing the things that they want in the exact manner that they do it, but they know that they're competent. All right. They know that they have the skills needed for that particular area that the king may not have all of the skills for. And so they set people in motion. Okay, you are in charge of, finances, or you're in charge of this, or you're in charge of that. And they place trust in that. And so I feel like there's a lot of, trust that Spirit is coming through to talk about here, like trust, surrender, allow things to, just present themselves as they're going to present themselves, right? You don't need to be in control of it. And I do feel this element coming through with you guys. Talks about here accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. So when we talk about that accountability, all right, and responsibility, maybe for some of you, you feel that you should, you need to be responsible for, again, every little aspect. You need to be accountable for this, but you also expect that from everybody around you. And I mean, that's not always a bad thing, but at the same degree, not everybody's going to always live up to your expectations, right? We can't. As a society, not everybody's going to be in that place of being able to live up to what it is that you expect. And, it's going to be your choice as to whether or not they're in your life or not in your life, however it is. But at the same time, we also have to have some sort of respect towards the fact that we just have to really be accountable for ourselves. All right? We have to be accountable for ourselves, maybe perhaps our children, things like that. But at the same time, not everybody is going to have that same action or that same behavior, or do the things that we want them to do in the manner that we want them to do them. And I feel like this is where that sense of letting go of the control is really coming through. I just dropped a card, so just give me 1 second here. I just want to pick it up. Okay. So let's take a look at relationships and see what's coming in. All right. So relationships for Capricorn. Let's see what's happening. This is heart energy. Okay. So it could be our energy. It could be the energy of others around us. Just take it as it resonates with you. Let's look at the heart energy for Capricorns. Heart energy for Capricorns. 3 shuffles. All right. So yeah, we have the raccoon, a problem solver, right? The raccoon, he's curious, right? Asks questions, they can be very creative, all of this stuff, but, problem solver. We also have beginnings, innocent, brand new. I love this energy. And coming through for us also is the light bulb, that aha moment, that discovery, that breakthrough. Going back to letting go of control. I do feel this element coming through here with that raccoon, where for some of you, maybe you're always the problem solver, or, wanting to be, I'm just taking a sip of coffee, sorry. Wanting to always, solve the problem, or you're always the one that maybe people went to, or maybe perhaps, you might have even injected yourself into, situations that you were trying to solve the problem for. I'm really getting here. We're going to clarify this, obviously, but it almost feels like you're going into, with this child energy, it really feels like you're going into this place of new innocence. Okay? Again, letting go of control. When we're kids, we don't try to control everything. I mean, we do, we have our temper tantrums or whatever. But at the same degree, we also are in a place of innocence, of observing, watching, maybe perhaps, being spontaneous in our actions. It doesn't always need to be controlled or, set upon a certain way. And it kind of feels like you had this breakthrough, or this aha moment that it's talking about, where you're realizing that happiness can really come from, just being in this place of allowing, right? It does, again, need to be always under your control. So let's take a look and let's clarify this. Let's clarify this problem solver. Because this could be you, this could be somebody else. All right. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles coming through. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Wands. I feel like, you know, when you look at that Page of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, you know, they're juggling, right? They're juggling. They're trying to keep things, you know, up and balanced. But it's interesting because when they allow this healing to come through, when they allow themselves to just sort of be in this place of letting things be, all right? Not having, again, to control. It's like nurturing yourself rather than trying to control the elements around you, all right? The Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't need to control the elements around her. They just blossom because of the fact that she has nurtured them in some way. But she doesn't need to, you know, juggle to keep them in balance. And this is what I'm getting, especially with that yin-yang. If you look in the back there, you can see those yin-yangs coming through. And this really talks about like that masculine, feminine type of energy. But it talks about balance as well, all right? Keeping things... It's like there is an element of harmony coming through, all right? And I'm getting that for some of you, you're recognizing the harmony that can come in by taking a step back, by not, again, being in control. I feel like also, too, we've got this King of Wands coming in. Let's clarify that King of Wands. I want to see what the King of Wands is talking about. So, Ten of Pentacles, I love this card. We have the Nine of Wands, and we also have the Three of Pentacles. So it's like... letting down your defenses. Letting down your defenses is what I'm really getting. You see the progress and that, you know, collaborative effort by allowing yourself to just be in this place of, yeah, letting down the defenses. I feel like for some of you, in the past, and you know, I feel that this isn't for people that are currently in a, you know, healthy relationship. I do feel that this might be for people that are looking for that stability, or looking for that that Ten of Pentacles energy, which really talks about stability, you know, safety, being in a place where you're feeling secure within your relationship. And I'm really getting here that, you know, by letting down your defenses, by allowing things to just flow the way they're supposed to flow. I feel like for some of you, in the past, relationships might have been a challenge for you simply because of the fact that you were either always watching, or you wanting them to go a certain way, or you had expectations that other people weren't fulfilling. And, you know, it almost feels like you're now letting, you know, because you're letting down those defenses, you're willing to work with people rather than control people, or, you know, putting in this, whether this is subconscious or unconscious energy, okay? It's like you had this aha moment. I don't need to be in control of this. If I just relax, the person will show me who they are by their actions, and how cooperative they are towards, you know, working with me, and how cooperative they are, or, you know, how they show me love, or how they show me, you know, energy, right? Again, not everybody may live up to your expectations, and that's okay. It's your choice whether or not you want them, you know, in your life or not in your life. But I do feel that because you're now letting go of that control, you're becoming you're getting into this place where you're actually feeling more secure within your relationships. And that could have to do with people that are in currently a, a stable or committed relationship, especially. All right. You're kind of letting the person just do their thing, whatever it is, and that doesn't have to do with, unfaithfulness or, disrespect or abuse in any way. I'm just saying, it could even come down to, how they pick up their socks, right? Or how they clean a counter or how they do laundry. It's like, you're just like, okay, you know what? I don't need to be in control of this. I can let it go. You do it your way. That's okay. And you're finding that you're happier because there's an element here of this happiness coming in where you're in a happier place because of the fact that you're not observing and watching and, standing over somebody's every move. It's almost like you're going back into this place of innocence. So let's clarify that innocence and just see what's happening here. Let's clarify this child energy. It feels like it's like you're trying to bring a new element forward. All right. Again, whether it's a current relationship or, maybe you're seeking a relationship, you're coming from a different place. There's a new perspective towards relationships in some way. And this even could have to do with you possibly meeting somebody who is innocent or has that element of innocence, the element of playfulness, carefree, right? And you're realizing to some degree that by placing this element of control, you could end up losing them. Or possibly, this person could be coming in and that by the current behavior, by your current actions, this may not hold on to that person because they might not appreciate that level of control in some way. All right, so let's clarify that child. Yeah, it's time to rest, right? Time to heal. And I do feel with that child, all right, I keep hearing the word reset. It's like you're resetting yourself. You're resetting yourself for the future. Like you're resetting yourself, and eliminating the things that were maybe perhaps bringing you anxiety or bringing stress, especially within relationships. You're having a new perspective on it. Maybe for some of you, you're just taking a step back and going into this element of rest, this place of rest, in order to emerge a more innocent you, a more innocent outlook, a more innocent perspective on things. Again, more carefree, all right? Tender, a new perspective, right? Okay, and let's clarify that light bulb. I can't make this up, guys. That Judgment card coming through, right? Let's clarify that Judgment. Yeah, like an end of a cycle. I love this. End of a cycle, a whole new, perspective, a new path, and going into a place within your heart energy. I love this. Now, for some of you, this could be somebody else that, especially, if you're a cross watcher here, this could be that, the person is looking at, or either yourself or someone else they're ready now to present a new energy. Maybe for some of you, you were dealing with somebody that had that element of control, all right? And you're now ready to either let that person go, or they may be, presenting themselves in a new space here. A new space where they're coming from emotion rather than, trying to set each step, right? But I love this energy. It's like that aha moment. And it's funny because especially with that Judgment, that is inner perspective, right? We're taking a look within ourselves, really going deep in ourselves and, taking a look. And it feels like because of this, it's like, oh, I'm emerging, I'm ending this cycle. And I can start this new path with a sense of heart openness, emotion, being in this place where I can just love purely rather than trying to control the way that love is coming towards me. And I really like this. I really feel like you're in this place. And again, I did feel this element of maturity coming through, right? The King of Cups is quite mature, because he can come from the heart. He can balance his emotions in a very positive way. He knows, right? He knows when to give love. He knows when to give security. He knows when, maybe people need a step back, or maybe perhaps, some alone time. But he comes from a mature sense of mature mindset and a mature heart. So he's somebody that you can rely on. And I feel like this could be either somebody coming forward for you, all right? King of Cups, this talks about, could be possibly water energy coming in, with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But what I'm also getting here is that I feel like for some of you, this is really you, all right? A change is coming in. A change about the way that you're looking at things, and a way that you're allowing things to be presented to you, and the way that you're presenting them to others. It's coming from the heart, rather than it trying to be, a step-by-step guide or a manual, or, that element of control. So this is actually very, very beautiful energy. So let's get a message from Spirit and see what Spirit is saying to you at this moment. All right. Message for Spirit for our Capricorns. Let's get a final message from Spirit. Okay. The resting tree. Patience and stillness. Yeah, we already had this patience card coming through, going into yourself, really allowing you to, emerge, with transformation. It's like emerging with a sense of patience, emerging with a new perspective towards not only yourself, but perhaps other people, allowing yourself to be in this place of, what is this? Surrender, right? Allowing a sense of surrender to come through for you. So this is truly beautiful energy, allowing yourself to just go with the flow. Thank you so much for watching, Capricorn. If this reading resonated with you, please click like, please subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you are notified when we do go live. Have an amazing week. Take care, and many blessings.